It's Judy on the radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, hello and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I am Dr. Judy, your radio host. I am so glad to have you to tune in with us this morning. And I have with me my wonderful, handsome husband today. Yay! I'm so glad that he's on here with me today. And we are excited about it, excited about the topic, excited about what God is doing in our life. And we're gonna have a real good show. Well, to me, all of them are good. To me, all of them are good. And so I want to thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and text and get others on as we get this show started. Because you tuned in to, I always say, you know what? I thought about this, and I thought about in this show, I really want you to understand that you are your own hero. So oftentimes we try to look to other people to be our hero or to be that power on the inside of us. But Ephesians, the 3rd chapter, verse 20, has really become important to me because he said, now to him who's able to do exceeding abundantly. That means that he's going to go above abundantly, according and do exceeding abundantly above all that we can think, ask, or think, according to the power that lies within us. God has placed a power within us that he operates from. And if he doesn't see that power operating, especially that faith, if he doesn't see that operating in us, it limits him from doing the exceeding abundantly. So it puts on the inside of us that hero, that power, that work is on the inside. So that's what my show is all about. I want you to really be the best you. I want you to dream. I want you to bring out the best of you. But you can't do the same thing if you're not being successful, you're not making ground. I mean that we need to change some things, right? So I'm glad that you keep coming back. And to all of those who have told me just recently how much these shows are blessing you, I want to say thank you. I greatly appreciate you taking time to come on to allow me the honor and the privilege to pour on the inside of you. I prepare for it. I have baby daughter watching from Texas, Aqua Black. But we want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. I want you all to go ahead, tune in, call somebody, share this. Go ahead and tag somebody. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and tag someone. If you're driving, do not mess that up. If you're at your desk or in Village Inn or Kiki's or Joe Ellis or wherever you are, go ahead and tag someone, turn it on, tell the people around you, hey, tune in to Hallelujah 95.3 FM and let's hear what these mandrills got to talk about today, because we got something to say. We excited. He's smiling, I'm smiling, the world is smiling. We are happy. And so we're here today to empower you, inspire you, to motivate you and make an indelible impression upon you, especially about marriage and relationship. So get people on here. This is a good topic, man. We've been here 44 years. 44 years. And if you're not married, this is what Evangelist McBride always say, that we are an example and a hope to those who still want to be married. And that's what we want to do. We want our life to give people a hope, to give them a desire to be married, to give people a desire to stay married, and to make your marriage work for you. That's what we want you to do. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. And you got to see your marriage working before you see your marriage working. All right, don't you can't run away from every little thing. Stay there and stick this stuff out and make it work. So I am, for those of you just tuning in, I am Dr. Judy, the host of this amazing and impactful live radio show, Real Talk with Judy. And as you all know, I always started off by having y'all to go get everybody on here while I tell my mama hello. And but she hear me, so I don't have to really say hello, mama, because she's not here in the flesh. But man, do I miss my mother. Oh, I miss my mama like crazy. Whoo, I miss my mama like crazy. And not only me, all of my siblings, all of my family, we all miss her like crazy. And none of us can say we miss her the most because we all miss her. And we're yet praying for my sister Tanya and niece Kiara and Dennis as they stayed in the house with her. We're going to get started. Oh, I want to thank, I'm about to jump into the show, but I must say to Priscilla, thank you so very much, Priscilla, for keeping us on the broadcast, doing an awesome job. Greatly appreciate it. You have done well with us. I am about to have I'm going to do something November the 5th, I believe. November the 5th, I will have been on the radio for 10 years. I've been on the radio for 10 years. There was just a dream, just a talk. But I came on and started because I believe that I have something to say. And those who want to listen to me, thank you. And people can come on and so I keep going. So I am going to, my husband and I found out that he was off today. And I thought that it would be awesome to have him to join me today. And I asked, and he said yes. On his day off, he said yes. So I'm going to let him greet us before we get started. But we're going to talk about us. We're going to talk about us. And I believe that my husband and I have a whole lot of wisdom to give on marriage. Minister Howard, thank you. I pray that you're feeling better. Thank you so very much, Minister Howard, for your consistency in getting people on here with us. Sweetheart, go ahead and say hello to the people.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm so grateful and thankful to God to be here, especially just to spend even yet extra time with my wife. And I appreciate God so much for what she is doing and who she is. That's the most valuable thing, most important thing to me is for her welfare and for her just being who she is. So I defend that and I honor God so much for her, and I'm thankful to him just for our relationship.
And y'all can tell, he's not the most talkative of us unless you ask him a scripture about the Bible, pharmacology, leadership, and I am so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. But y'all, we really are happy. We enjoy our life. And Friday, the Lord spare our life, we will be celebrating 44 years of joyous marriage. 44 years of joyous marriage. I had one prophetess to tell me she'd been married 33 years. She just had 3 different husbands. Well, I've been married 44 years to the same one man. And I am so proud to wear the last name of Mandrell. I am so proud. When they say Mrs. Mandrell, I wear that with honor. I wear it with honor. Dr. Judy Mandrell. I wear it with so much honor. I take pride in that name. That name has a whole lot of value. And being married to Gerald Matthew Mandrell for 44 years. Oh, I did this. I want to do this, Pastor. I want to do this. We have been married 44 years. That's 528 months, 2,296 weeks, 16,000. Well, this was what it would be Friday. 16,000 71 days, 385,704 hours, 1,388,534,400 seconds.
Wow.
So, in essence, it says we have been married over 1.38 billion seconds of shared time.
Wow. That is impressive. That is tremendous. Tremendous. And I enjoyed every second of it.
Every second. So, y'all, my husband and I have been together. It said we have shared 1.38 billion seconds together.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a significant milestone. And y'all, we're happy. We really are. We're happy. We're joyous. Because happiness depends on what's happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. Depending on conditions and how things are going and your surroundings and things of that sort. Happiness is based off of all external factors. But joy is based upon the internal factor. That's it. And so I'm happy, but more than that, I'm joyous. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are happy, and but we are joyous. The inside of us love being married to each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we really enjoy our marriage. We really do. We have invested. Pastor, as I was talking about this, I thought about we have made an investment.
Mm-hmm.
For 4 decades and 4 years, we have invested
Mm-hmm.
in our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it.
Yeah, but that's the most important thing. When I stood at the altar and when I said my vows to you in marriage in the ceremony, I actually believed what I said. So therefore, what I said was truthful, and because I said it, now I believe that I have to be accountable to what I've said, because anytime that I deviate from it, then the Lord will hold me accountable to what I said and what I promised. We took that vow before God as well as before witnesses. So because of that, God has allowed us to build upon our vows and our commitments. And what a lot of people don't, what I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that you build upon your commitment and your relationship towards each other. That you work on it. I'm married and I'm devoted to you.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I build all my hope and aspiration of a spouse to you, not to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't look at anyone else and fantasize of them being my spouse or us in a relationship, because I'm devoted to you. So therefore, that's where all my energy and all my commitment goes towards you. And that's only build and strengthen our relationship even more. Because if anything, you can always trust that I'm yours. I'm yours, and I'm committed to you. So therefore, that you should never have any anxiety or any fear or any frustration, any negative thing regarding us and our relationship. So therefore, we invest in each other. We invest. So when you think about the term investment, it's not just a one-time thing, but when you invest in something, you're constantly pouring into it for it to grow and for it to develop. And what you invest in has a return. So you get a return, you get a benefit from what you've invested in.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. And I don't worry, honey. I do not worry. 44 years, I have never worried. I told you, I'd let Pastor go out with anybody. He can go out. What y'all call her, Bae? He could go out with Bae. That's Beyonce, I think. I don't listen to her, but I think it's Bay. But he could go out with anybody because I trust him. He trusts me. And so that's the investment. Marriage is a dynamic process that requires intentional effort. You have to be intentional. You have to set. I got it written in several books of what I would like my marriage to look like, and I also wrote on there what I would need to do to make sure that it does that. Why? Because Rebecca, I believe in writing every day. I believe in writing a vision. I believe in writing what you see, writing what you want. I believe in that 100%. So it's an intentional effort to build your marriage or invest in your marriage the way you want it to be, and that's to invest in any relationship. And I know my husband, and he knows me. That's invest, and it came over time. Sometimes you all don't. You got to go through the rocky stage. You got to go through that honeymoon period. Some said 5 years, Pastor, but sometimes I look at these men, these people be out of there in 6 months. These people be gone in 2 months. 3 years, you're like, oh, you ain't meet my new wife? Your new wife? What? What happened to the other one? Oh, it just didn't work out. We had what you call it? Irreconcilable
differences.
Yeah, but if you're gonna make it 44 years, you're gonna have to invest effective communication and a continuous adaptation to what is, and I put on there the power of us, Pastor. That's the thing, the power of us. Because married 44 years, you don't get there in a me marriage.
No. And I think a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. And what I'm saying about that, they get married simply because of physical attraction or monetary reasons or some other external thing that's going to change over a period of time.
Yeah.
Money gets spent, physical attraction, a person age, they gain weight, they lose hair, hair go gray, and a whole lot of other things, get wrinkles and all this other stuff. But and a lot of times people fail to realize when you now are no longer attracted to your spouse because of those changes.
Yeah.
They fail to realize that change that happened to them too.
Exactly.
So they get married for the wrong things. You have to fall in love with the person, So I fall in love with the invisible person that you don't see externally. And that's what helps strengthen us and help keep our relationship strong and keep it together.
I agree with you, Pastor. It's that inwardness that you have to get to, to make us the power of us. So the power of us, we have gone 4 decades. It goes beyond simple longevity. It speaks to the profound cumulative synergy built over time. We have synergized. We are connected together. We are intertwined, man. I look at us sometimes and just laugh because we are so much alike in so many things. 44 years of marriage, and like if something start hurting on Pastor, eventually someone down the road, it start hurting on me. It start hurting on me. It's that connectivity. I mean, it just happened. That power of it represents a unique third entity created by the long-term commitment of 2 people. After 44 years, it is that threefold cord we have built. And I was just thinking about this, man. I'm like, God has blessed us, Gerald, to go through. We definitely have more good times than hard time or bad time, but we were able to go through every season of our life because we invest in us. We love from the inside out. We love from the inside out. I often tell women they don't want to be seen without their makeup. They don't want to be seen without lashes. They don't want to be seen without their hair. I'm like, well, that's not the real you.
Mhm.
All of that, you got to do all of that to be beautiful. You know, it should enhance you.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what, to me, that's why I wear it when I want to wear it. You know, I don't wear it all the time because I think I look good without it. And I don't have to have it. And my husband don't care if I wear it or not. He often tell me, you look good with that one. I say, I'm going to let Courtney do my face. He said, you don't have to get your face done. I like it just the way it is. And that right there, I don't have to put on makeup because I'm not his trophy. I'm his wife.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
You know, and that is so honorable, you know. And I love him for him. My husband got to be, he's one of the most integrous, most, yeah. He one of the most, we're demonstrating the love that doesn't fail. That's what the Black Talk Table say. And thank you for the happy 45th honeymoon and 44th anniversary. Thank you. I like that. But he is honest. He's integrous. And one of the most hardest thing, Pastor, and that I've endured in our marriage. Now we're going through a spell right now that's kind of hard, but it ain't unbearable. Ain't nothing unbearable with us. We have made it, and I mean people like us fine. People don't fine, cause you know what? We like each other. And then we got children who loves us. Our children. We got our family. So if people like us, we don't care. If you do, we're thankful. We want to make sure that we serve you well. But if you don't, we're okay. You know, you speak to us today, we're fine. If you don't speak to us tomorrow, we're still okay. We don't hate each other. But one of the hardest time in our 44 years of marriage to me is when we lost our baby,
Mhm. Brittany.
Brittany.
Mhm.
Brittany. And matter of fact, the nurse who served me when I had my surgery last Thursday, her name was Brittany.
Oh, wow.
You remember?
Yeah.
Her name was Brittany. And I was like, wow, isn't this amazing? I said, the Lord have you to serve me. I said, our baby name was Brittany. She passed. And now he have you here serving me. Your name is Brittany. And she had the most beautiful smile. She was laughing. She was trying to crack jokes. I said, she's cracking them jokes like her daddy. And I said, that's how our daughter would have been cracked. She would have been real funny. And then she would have had those off humor jokes that's still funny. You still laugh. God, my husband was funny, I'm telling you. But it was during that time, Pastor, you showed so much love and compassion. And it's like you felt every pain
Mhm.
that I was going through. And y'all, that was painful, especially when they didn't drain that milk. Oh my God. When they didn't drain that milk, that was about a week? Was it that long?
Mhm.
About a week,
Mhm.
man. Felt like bricks. I called my husband, like, ah! But Pastor, there's been times like that was, to me, that was one of the most difficult times in our marriage for me. Um, and but your compassion as a husband, your love and care as a husband, show your true love.
Mhm. And it was a test. And I remember I told you that you don't have to go through this anymore.
You said,
Seeing how devastating it was to you as well as for your body. The most hardest part to me that you had to go through was the separation of the placenta, which Dr. O'Brien had to do manually,
yeah,
and that was very painful. You lost most of the blood in your body, and I saw your complexion change from the nice complexion you have now to pretty much gray, and that within itself, pulled on my heart, and that's why I say, we can have another child, but I couldn't have another you.
Yeah.
I say we can adopt another child. I said, but you don't have to go through this anymore. And I meant it. I meant it, because we were married, we were joined together by God. And I think what a lot of people miss is what happens. The Bible says, when a man cleave to his wife, you become one flesh. And that's a spiritual mystery that a lot of people fail to realize, that you become one. Even as Adam and Eve, they were initially one, but God separated them, and she became his help, that was fitting for him. So therefore, they were helpers one to another, but the two of them became as one flesh. And so therefore, when people come together in marriage and then they try to get divorced, it's so painful because you're tearing and you're separating that one entity that God created within you, and it's not meant to be torn apart. It says, "Let no man tear asunder, let no man tear it apart," because now you're damaging that individual. And just to see you experience that pain. Physically, I didn't experience the pain, but emotionally, I experienced the pain. So in the same sense, yes, it was treacherous, what you had to go through, but at the same time, I still kept you.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the most important thing. That I kept you, and that to me means more than anything else. So I devote my life to the welfare of you, and do it as much as I could just to make life comfortable and pleasing to you. Even whatever I have to do at my own expense, I do it to make sure that you're taken care of.
He ain't lying, y'all. He ain't lying. And let me tell you this: if a man love his wife as Christ loved the church, there is nothing that woman won't do for her husband. 44 years of marriage. And I remember before we got married, you remember, Pastor? I used to say, I'm not fixing his plate. And my mama treated my dad like King Sylvester. King Sylvester George Wesley Sr. That's how she treated my daddy. Boy, my daddy come home from work, his bath water made. I'm like, what in the world? Bath water made, his dinner all fixed. Now she didn't do it like couldn't nobody eat till my daddy ate. She didn't play that. They didn't play that. They play feed those children when they're hungry. However, she had his food ready. I mean, it was ready. My daddy would not eat off a paper plate. Well, he probably would have, but she would have fixed it on a paper plate. But my mama wouldn't serve my dad on a paper plate. She had the newspaper ready, and whatever he wanted to drink, my mama had it, boy. That Sylvester was King Sylvester. So much so, he thought we was his, what you call them? His servants. 6 servants running around the house. And the only servant he ever called was Judy. Judy! Judy! I'm outside playing, that man, Judy, what do you want? Yeah, everybody, your daddy calling you, Judy? I run home. My daddy holding the glass and the ice tray. Some of y'all don't know about an ice tray. And the ice tray, that way you used to have the little squares, you put water in and you put it in the freezer and it turns to ice. If you wanted ice, the automatic ice machine was you take the ice tray out and you put the ice in the glass. My daddy would have the ice tray in his hand and the glass, call me from outside to wash my hand to fix him a glass of ice water. Is that a king of what? That a king of what? God bless you, Prophet Pace. Thank you. But before I got married, I said, man, I'm not gonna fix no man. If whoever my husband is, he gonna fix his own plate. If I work and he work, we come home, whoever he gonna cook his butt. And those little old ladies used to say, no, you can't do that because that's your husband and you got to do this. And no, I don't have to do that. I used to say that. I wasn't married, never been married, but that's what I said I wasn't gonna do, right? Let me tell you what happened. And I want to share this, y'all, because just 44 years of marriage. My husband loved me. That's all he did. He just loved me. He just loved me. I mean, never yelled, never, his voice has never been loud at me at all. That's why I can't stand people yelling at me, because my husband does not yell at me. And I especially can't stand no man yelling at me, because my husband don't yell at me at all. 44 years of marriage, he has never, have you, honey? Mm-hmm. Never raised his voice to me. Never. Never. He has never said I had to cook. Never said I had to wash his clothes. But let me tell you what happened. 44 years of marriage. This was way in the beginning of our marriage. He loved me so much. When I cooked, I fixed his plate. Lord have mercy. And took it to him. Bought him a tray. Did I not, sweetheart? If we did not sit at the table, I bought him a tray and fixed his food. Fixed his water. Took him salt and pepper. If he wanted water, ginger ale, Pepsi, sweet tea, it was in the house, because he loved me so much. I did not want to disappoint. I wanted to serve him. Do y'all understand that? Then I understood why my mom did what she did to my dad. Because my dad gave my mom everything in life. Life was happy for all of us, her and the children. And that's what I wanted to give to Gerald. I wanted to make sure when he came home that house was happy. And it is happy. Y'all know how I laugh and stuff outside. Do I do that in the house?
Yeah, always. Always. Truly.
I am not going to be happy outside and bring sadness into my house. I'm a comedian at home because I love him. Washing his clothes. When I travel all the time, I want you to, Cindy said, a true man to God. He is Cindy. That's my sister from Scotland. A true man to God. When I travel and did revivals and gone all the time, I do it now. I want his clothes clean. He could have on this shirt that he got on today, and if I'm going out of town tomorrow, that shirt is going to be washed. You know why? Just in case he want to wear it again. He's probably not, but if he does, it's going to be clean. Why? Because that's the power of us. That's the power of us. He don't want me to want for anything. I don't want him to want for anything. I want him happy. I want his house happy, or our home. I want it happy. I want it happy. Because when you, and I'm just want to help the brothers now, when you love a woman like this man has loved me, she'll do anything for you legally. She will. And there's nothing I want. I just want him happy. I want him smiling. When he come home and he done had a hard day, I just listen to it. You know, I don't know pharmacology, but I listen to it. You know, and I know how to ask questions. So I ask him questions. But we have, Pastor, we have seen every version of us. Mm-hmm. We have seen us in our best. Mm-hmm. We have seen us in our worst. And we have seen us ever changing. Mm-hmm. And Cindy say, I have known y'all as a couple for all those years. And I can't honestly say I have never heard Pastor raise his voice.
No. Probably never will.
Yeah, because he does not. The honor and respect that he gives to me, and I can understand this now, because if you fall in love with Jesus and you see how he loves us, you just want to love him back. That's how Pastor loves me, and it makes a home happy. It makes the wife want to serve. That what it has done for me. It made me, these 44 years, I want to serve you. Mm-hmm. I want to walk out the house knowing that you're okay, that you're happy with your wife.
You know, Paul said that a husband should love his wife as Christ loved the church. And then he goes on to say, and he gave his life for the church. And when you think about that and you put it in context, uh, just think about your relationship with the Lord. Uh, he does everything for us more than what we do for him.
Yeah.
So we as his bride, we pray to him, we ask him to meet our needs, to open the doors, to be a resource. And the only thing that he asks for us to do is to love him,
Yeah.
and to be committed to him. But he's the provider, he's the way maker, he's the deliverer, he's the healer. So I put the burden of the marriage really is more on the husband to be that source, and to be that resource for the spouse. That she should never have a want or a need that he cannot at least work on to try to make it happen, because he is that. As Christ loved the church, so should the husband love the wife. So, we should be committed being a provider. I know my daddy was a provider. He wasn't, I would say, necessarily the best husband, but he was a provider. He took care of home, he took care of kids, made sure that we had what we needed off of the income and everything that he was able to have. But to me, I grew up with that mentality that, even as I said, whether my wife work or not is irrelevant, because I have that responsibility to make sure that that home is taken care of, and that that home is provided for. As you want to hold the thing, I'm the man of the house. If you're the man of the house, be the man.
Be the man.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I think has helped us too, Pastor. We didn't too much walk in the traditional role of what was set for husband and wife. Like the wife have to clean up and cook and all of that. The man take out the garbage and do the yards and all that kind of stuff. We just took care of us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what really helped us.
Mm-hmm.
We took care of us.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at us
Mm-hmm.
and made our marriage, invested our marriage for us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what we didn't allow anyone to tell us what we ought to do.
Sure did.
Tell us, how to run our house.
Mm-hmm.
We ran it.
Mm-hmm.
We organized it. We built it to help us now have 44 years, 4 decades of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Four decades sound like a long time,
Yeah.
but it don't sound longer than that 1.38 billion seconds. Right. But Pastor, we worked on it, and at the same time, I like this too. We learned that the us is strongest when the me is fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that because I think we still allowed us to be me,
Mm-hmm.
but the me had to work for the good of the us.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, and I look at it this way. When we fell in love with each other, we fell in love with who we were then.
Yeah.
And if I spend my time trying to change you into someone other than the person that I fell in love with, then chances are that I may not love that person like I did when I first met them. So it's best to grow together and let your love appreciate each other, instead of one trying to change the other into an image which may not necessarily be possible for that person to become.
Mm-hmm.
So basically sometimes we add expectations to our marriage that the other person is not able to perform or to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, then we get frustrated and get mad at them and everything. But you're setting your expectations in the wrong thing. You're setting yourself up for failure,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just learning to grow and appreciate the person whom you fell in love with.
Mm-hmm. then you allow that person to grow
Yeah.
from the vantage point of where they started, but you allow them room to become who they are. I love our marriage. I think that we have such a great. I think we have a great marriage. They laugh at us. They laugh when you go, okay, Miss Judy. Now that's about what he gonna say. All right, Miss Judy. Okay, Miss Judy. You know, but it's God. I know God put us together. You know, because I fell in love with, other than your thighs, I fell in love with your knowledge and your wisdom and your intelligence. I fell in love with that. I fell in love with the inward you, a man of wisdom, a man of knowledge. I fell in love with that. And as we continued in our marriage, it grew and it has grown exponentially. It is out of this world. And I'm like, yes, you know, and I love your love for people, your humility. And it just caused, it put us together. You know, I'm a social worker. I didn't want to marry another social worker because I don't know where we'll be living at. You know, so I had that in mind. I won't marry another social worker. I didn't even date another social worker. I never dated a social worker because I never wanted to fall in love with a social worker. I did not want to be married. Social worker don't make money. Okay. And I needed somebody that made a little bit more money than me. Even was $1,000 more. But I knew that who I married, we would serve people together. I knew that. And we have invested our lives together at the expense of ridicule, at the expense of whatever. We have stood in the trenches with people, you know, together. We made the decision to use our house to keep someone from going to jail. And the judge was like, and it was the Supreme Court, and the judge was like, is this your relative? Is this your, no. But we believe that was a major mistake they made. You know, I wasn't no death penalty stuff, but we felt like they wouldn't. And to this day, they have never, ever, and that was over 35 years ago, I believe. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But we did that together. You know, we did that together. We served people together. And so Pastor, how do you think we handle conflict resolution? How do we handle conflict? Because a lot of times, I believe conflict not dealt with will come up in another area somewhere. How do you think we handle conflict?
But I think one thing you have to realize that conflict is experienced by everybody, but conflict does not always merit punishment. You know, and a lot of times we are, well, not necessarily we, but people have a tendency to punish conflict, but you may be punishing it unjustly, or even when you're looking at even talking about the court system have different ways of punishing people, either imprisoning them, you know, some to the point of death penalty, or putting people on probation, or either giving them a reprimand some way or another. So they base the punishment on the crime, and you know, depend on the judge. But when you have conflict in your marriage, conflict is necessary for growth. Just as a weightlifter, the weights that he's pushing against is conflicting to the muscles that he has, but it builds that muscle, that it becomes stronger and the person becomes more healthier. So therefore, conflict can be a healthy process of growth, but you have to learn how to handle it properly. You don't overdo what you're trying to lift. You know, you have to do it in increments, and that, you know, as the increments come along, you end up being able to handle more and more. But when you handle conflict properly and understand the purpose of that conflict, pretty much conflict happens a lot of times because it may oppose a particular uh, value or a particular understanding that you may have, but your understanding can be misconstrued based upon wrong information. So you experience conflict. So my thing is, don't argue over conflict. Get an understanding. And as you get understanding, then you can make the proper adjustment. So therefore, that's why I don't advocate arguing, because arguing actually promotes ill feelings and hatred and strife and things of that sort. And you never took the time to understand that other person's opinion of why they were upset or something. So a lot of times people get upset simply because you have done something that may have gone against their expectations or their opinion. But as you understand that, then you can make the proper adjustments, because of anything else, the relationship is what matters. So the enemy will use conflict to destroy the relationship, but you can actually use conflict to build your relationship. So if you handle it properly. So even in the same sense, in marriage, conflict happens pretty much as a source of disagreement. But as the scripture said, with all that getting, get an understanding. Take time to understand why that person may feel what they feel, or maybe what has happened in their past that caused them to have that conception or preconception. Once you could take that time and when you get an understanding of it, then it'll help soften your adversity with it. So to me, that's one of the best way of handling conflict. But then once you get an understanding, then that can increase your expectation of knowing what to do and what not to do.
Right, and that's important. But all I get an understanding. We don't argue, we don't talk when we're like in a high voltage area of disagreement, because sometimes you say the wrong stuff, but you got to get. Thank you, Angela. You have to get an understanding. You got to get to understand why they think that way or why they feel that way. And then sometimes if you don't have all of the information and you running half cocked and you running with misinformation and you doing stuff with, you're going to not settle things correctly because you're not taking time to listen or get an understanding. But I can honestly say 44 years of marriage, we haven't had a falling out. We haven't had, I ain't talking to you because number one, I'm not going to let anybody talk to me, especially my husband. And all of them can tell you, I don't like people not talking to me. That's if you matter. Well, everybody matters, but I'm talking about like my husband, my sister. But my thing is, oh no, you're going to talk to me. Okay, if you don't want to talk to me, okay, you got 3 hours, so you got time to get back. I remember my sister used to, in our house, one side of the house, somebody can live over there and you don't even know they're there, right? You don't even hear them coming. And my sister got mad with me, and she was on her side of the house, and she would go to work, and I didn't even know she was gone. I don't know, and come back, and it would come in the den only when Pastor came home. I'm like, girl, you about crazy. So I would just say little stuff. She would say, absolutely. And I said, okay, that's foolishness. That's enough. Because this is my thing. If we deal with it and we handle it, it's over. No need to bring it up ever again for anything. And that's how we have done our marriage. We don't go to bed mad. We're not going to sit there and watch 5 hours of Family Feud mad with each other, because we got to answer these questions together. We got to find some humor in that. We have to do that. And so Pastor, there's a unpopular truth, I believe, and it says always meet your spouse halfway. What do you say about that? We're getting ready to almost go, so y'all take this real quick. Always meet your spouse halfway.
You meet them halfway, you only gonna get half the result.
Hello.
Why would you punish yourself that way? Um, I believe that you should do the best that you can do without, let me say this, without any expectation of reciprocation.
Mhm.
I do what I do for you, not for you to pay me back.
I can't pay you.
And to me, that's the greatest reward because you appreciate what I've done. Uh, simply your appreciation means more than anything else. But I think that when you just going halfway, you're only going to get a half done job. When you can commit to the whole thing, uh, then you can actually have a more complete um, product.
Yeah.
And if both of you give 100%, I never expect anybody to give me 50%, waiting on somebody else to do another 50%.
Correct.
No, do the whole thing.
Do the whole thing.
Because perchance something may happen with that other person and they're not able to give that other 50%. So now you still have an undone product. So it's best go all the way, give everything.
Yep. Go all the way. Because marriage isn't a ledger.
Mm.
It's not a ledger. So you don't keep
records
of who did what. You just give your best.
Mm-hmm.
You give everything you know. And if you pay attention to each other, I believe this has helped us for 44 years.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know when the other person is feeling depleted or need your help to carry the burden, and then ask. Ask. I remember one time I told my husband, you don't have to carry everything by yourself. Yeah, I wouldn't have to put my check in the bank at all. He gave me his whole check to go pay the bills and to do whatever. But let me tell you this, and we're preparing to close. And Pastor, I want you to give just some words to about marriage. 44 years, God has blessed us.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this to the sisters. I want to say this to everybody, especially the sisters. I'm talking from a woman who's been married 44 years, and this is something that I did not do, and I pray that I don't do it. We got more years to go, but don't put an overburden on your husband because you want this in order to prove that you all of this. Let me make it plain. My husband don't spend a whole lot. I'm not expensive. Now some women are, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not saying this. You have to. You don't have to be raggedy Ann. But what I'm saying, don't overstrain the household. Don't spend exactly to. And this is just a strong suggestion. That's all this is. It's a suggestion for your consideration. Don't put an overburden on the house. You don't have to compete against the Joneses. You don't have to go and do everything out there. And you want a Mercedes because Liddy got a Mercedes, or you want this because they got that. Don't do that. Live within the means. Help the man be comfortable. Help your household work for y'all. That's just a strong consideration, just a strong suggestion. Help your house work for y'all. And don't come and say, well, the Mandrell, you don't know what goes on in the Mandrell's household for sure. But make it work for you, okay? And so we're preparing to get out of here. But I just want you to, marriage is happy, man. I've enjoyed being married to this man for 44 years. I am so excited. I am super excited. Pastor, a couple of words, and we're going to get out of here.
Well, I encourage each of you that are married, to make sure you love one another. Love covers the multitude of faults, which mean we don't keep records of errors or mistakes, things of that sort, but to genuinely love that person. You took the oath that you would be married until death do you part. Make sure that spouse is your soulmate. That it is the person that you would spend the rest of your life with. Because if you divorce or if you separate, you're actually tearing a part of you out of you, and God sees that. And I can just imagine him seeing a whole lot of spiritually bloody marriages that was broken in pieces. So love one another. Love does away with record keeping and other animosity. Love covers everything. The greatest thing that you can ever do is to love. Even as Paul says in 1 Corinthians 13th chapter, that love is the greatest of everything. So for you to genuinely love a person, not to be infatuated with them, but to actually love them. So love is not based upon what you see. Love is based upon that person. Love is based upon your relationship. And that's the person you chose to come into a covenant agreement with. And just think about it. Covenant that you enter into, and the penalty in the Bible for breaking covenant was actually death. The penalty, think about that. The penalty of breaking covenant in the Bible was death. So as they represented, as an animal was killed in making a covenant, it represented that if I break the terms of this agreement, this is what would happen to me. So love each other.
I want to thank y'all so very much. Thank you so very much, Pastor Mandrell. Y'all come Friday, October the 17th. Gerald and Judy Mandrell will be married 528 months, approximately 2,296 weeks, 16,071 days, 385,704 hours, 1.38 billion seconds of shared time. And y'all, we'll do it all over again with each other. So we want to thank you for tuning in to us, to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show, Jeremy Mandrell show. Jeremy Mandrell show. So we want to thank y'all so very much. We absolutely love you all. We want y'all to be blessed. If you're married, just love each other. And this is what I want to say. Make your marriage work for you. Don't compare it to it. Make your marriage work for you. Invest in your marriage and make it happy. Have a happy house. Make it a laughing house, a peaceful house, an enjoyable house where both of y'all want to come home, and so do the children. All right. So I love you. If you're available, tune in tonight for our Bible study, 7:00 prayer point, 7:30 Bible study. My sons will be there. Tune in every Sunday at 11 a.m. And y'all, we plan on going real up high. Listen, I promised him that I'm going to lead God Keep His Promises Sunday. You don't want to miss that. All right. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. And Lord will, I'll see y'all. But just know this, all relationship is what you make it. 44 years and still climbing. That's real talk.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.